Hi, it's Luang from Google Tech, and as you know, I got a new 3D printer, the Neptune 4 Max from Elegoo for my project. And today I'm gonna give you some updates about the progress with this 3D printer. First of all, let's talk about the slicer. People complain about the slicer that came with this 3D printer, the modified Cura version from Elegoo, and I heard about the OrcaSlicer. And luckily, the new version just came recently. It has the profile of the 3D printer already integrated. The main difference is the speed setting, but we're going to talk about it in detail later. The second thing I tried with this printer is set up a kind of enclosure for it using the ender enclosure to maintain the temperature during printing. And the last thing is I tried with big test print to see the quality of it at the transition layer between the pause and then resume printing. It's very important for me because I'm gonna print a very big print and I don't want a bad transition between. You don't want to see a cut in your print, right? So that's why I need to do a lot of tests to be sure that everything's gonna be fine. As you remember, last time I printed two pieces and one of them was layer shifted because of the speed and the vibration. When I reduced the speed to 50%, it was printed out completely fine. I just noticed that the new version of OrcaSlicer, which you can see here, the version 1.8, it came out 4 days ago. It has the profile of the Neptune 4 Max already. So if you download it from the release page of them, it should be here. You should be able to install the OrcaSlicer, and then you will be able to add the printer here by going at the printer. And if you look for Elegoo, you should be able to find the Neptune 4 Max profile already there with the 0.4 nozzle. So you can use this instead of the Cura version of Elegoo. Anyway, I have the version here. The only difference is that the speed that set it in the Elegoo Neptune 4 Max profile here is much slower compared to the one with the Elegoo one. You see here the max speed is 250 and everything was calculated based on that. So for example, the infill speed here is 225 millimeter per second. The outer wall speed is 125 millimeter per second compared to the only 80 millimeter per second. But as you remember, I had to reduce the speed of the printer on the printer itself to get a good print out. So I think it's good to give it a try. I also want to try pausing the print in the middle of it and then resume it to see the quality at the contact surface between before and after. Will you see a line? Will they attach well? What is the layer quality at that one? So we did bring up 10 millimeter. I gonna add a pause at 7 millimeter. Add pause, and then I will continue so that we can see the quality of the print at the posing layer. I'm gonna print something really big, more than one roll, and this is very important to make sure that after you pose, the quality is still good. As I said before, I would like to have a closure for the 3D printer. It's a huge printer, so we're gonna print big file and gonna take a long time to finish. And the last thing you want is the print flip out or detach from the print pad at the last minute because of temperature is not maintained during printing time. So you get to make a closure in some way, and of course in the short while I cannot make a complete closure. I don't have time to design that, but I found a temporary solution which you can use the ender closure, the max side of it, and you turn it 90 degrees. You can actually fit the Neptune 4 Max into it. Of course, it's not completely covered. You're gonna have the top with the spoon holder gonna be popped out, but the rest of the printer gonna be covered, like you see here. If I put the lid up and then zip, even you can zip it up to here, so it almost covers. Just half of the top gonna be open because the spoon holder. And now the top of the closure gonna become the side I set. for you to put your file or check in the printer during the printing time. Of course, you can also go by the other way from the top because it half open there. Anyway, I found it a good, not good, but I mean acceptable solution for now when I don't have the time to make a completely closure. I'm gonna print the file that we just liked, and then we're gonna check again on the quality when we finish. So here is the test print of 10 millimeter. The length of it is 401 or 2 millimeter, but I put it 45 degree like this, like you see in the picture. So anyway, I printed with the setting of 0.2 millimeter layer, and it came out pretty smooth, like you can see here. Yeah, I took some photos. You can see later is right here, and it came out so well. I mean, for a big print, it came out good. Anyway, do you remember that I put a pause at the height of 7 millimeter to try to see the quality between in the transition? But it's funny that the printer didn't stop at that point, so I have to manually turn it off. Not turn it off, but pause it and resume it at the 7.4 millimeter just to check the repeatability when it has to pause and resume printing. And I have it here for you to see. It is where the machine stop and continue again. I know it's right here, right at my finger here. If you look at this point. Okay, I also took a photo so you can see. Anyway, except a little bit, a piece of 3D print, a gap there. The rest is quite good, and you don't see much different here. You see the lines, but it is very small for you to see the difference. Okay, I'm happy with this result actually, so I'm gonna try to print my big piece soon, and I'm gonna come back with you when I have the result. It's a good test, and I'm happy with it. So if you have any question, just put in the right comment section, and I will try to answer within my knowledge. And happy to see you again.